missing, but Sarah brought her biggest fan.
Here I stand, innocent and lost, broken limbs, prove that I am guilty by dissociation, on an accessory. Guilty by dissociation, on an accessory.
Fight Show, episode 46, live back on the interwebs. Bill is missing, but Sarah does indeed have a large ass fan.
He's here in spirit.
He's here in spirit, right up here in the corner with the little Diego, my little one. Bill will be back. I believe he said next week. He is stuck in a massive amount of overtime working for the man right now. I'm sharing this fucking stream out, Tanner. Sarah, if you want to make sure it's shared in the appropriate groups, that would be fantastic. Or should I say approved?
I got you.
That would be fantastic. So what's up, guys? Tanner here, first half of the show, which never fucking happens.
I know.
Good figure it's on the day Bill's not here.
We'll be here for our post show. We'll do a post show for 306 though.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do a post show so we can listen to Sarah say Sean O'Malley, Sean O'Malley, Sean O'Malley.
Man,
Look,
what do you
I'm
think about all the empty
today.
seats going on?
She's got the
Oh,
sugar
nice.
shirt on.
I would have worn mine if I could have found it, but I got the Max. We got that next. We got that coming up too.
We got a bunch of different viewers on multiple platforms. If you guys are in the stream, hit the comments. Let us know where you're at. I'm just getting done sharing this out there every fucking day. No UFC this week. I think there's some interesting regional stuff on I'm going to tune into.
We've been having Contender series, so that's been some good tying over.
Contender series, I think in the span of 2 weeks, you had that Oklahoma State wrestler that didn't get a contract. He's rebooked. You had Torres Finney, probably
Rebooked.
murdering that. Rebooked.
Third time's the charm, maybe.
Third time's a charm, maybe. You got guys like Joey Pfeiffer that were on twice. Bo Nickel was on twice. Dana Tuesday Night Contender Series is slowly becoming like its own little mini promotion where you can go up there, maybe rack up 2-3 fights, get into UFC, get some exposure. I like it.
Pretty dope.
Sarah's fans taking up half the screen.
I'm sorry,
We've
it's
seen
so hot in here. It's so
Seen
hot.
some great fights on there. Like I'm trying to go through it. Like the first week, there was Kavanaugh that had an amazing knockout.
Bro, that was if you had a textbook and take a diagram and textbook right like a perfect hook. That dude, it was square. Everything was squared up the way it needed to be. It was fucking insane. But that was sweet. I watched it back in slow motion probably 10 times. And if I see it posted, I'll watch it again.
You know what I mean? Even some of the decisions have been pretty good. Like I know Cortavius Romeus, him and the guy, I mean, he's the one who got the contract, but the guy he fought put on a great show. There was Brogdon Grad and Mike Laswell Jr. That was the guy with the flappy eyelid last Tuesday. But that was one of the best Contender Series fights I've probably ever seen. I mean, like, it was really freaking awesome. And then you had the Jack Duffy debacle with I don't murder his last name, Pincinini or something like that.
The Oklahoma State wrestler, the one that didn't get the contract, that he's coming back, I think, week.
So they're doing a rematch is what's supposed to happen. That was so apparently like Dana like walked past the media row and was like, that kid just got fucked after Jack Duffy lost. So
Well, and the cool part for Uncle Dana is with Contender Series is kind of not, I mean, there's the commission, but then there's, okay, yeah, you got fucked. We're going to go ahead and make it right. Which he's done on multiple occasions. There's been stuff that's happened, and he's like, nah, fuck that. And he always talks about it. So, you know, Dana's got no love lost for the commissions.
Oh, yeah. But then, like, he gave Brogdon Grad and Michael Aswell Jr. their win-in show money and the $5K bonus as well. So, and he told Michael Aswell that if there was a fill-in spot or somebody dropped out on a card anytime soon, that he would make sure to give him a call. So thought that was pretty cool. And
yeah, man, it's definitely the year of the come up. You know, we called. I'll say it again. We'll pat ourselves on the back. I called Jordan Vucetic. Like, if I would have waited another week to do that segment, I'd have been fucked. We hit that right dead center on the fucking
dead
head.
on.
He is
you know,
impressive.
I'm trying to tell you, if you haven't fucking checked him out, go check him out. He literally fought on the 20th. I think he had a 16-day turnaround and then fought in that Abu Dhabi card, and he lost. But, man, it was good to see that kid. After watching him win the Cage Warriors title and then lose it, he was on his way back to a title run. He gets the call up, 16 days, short notice fight. I think it was 16 days, don't quote me. But the kid, even in a loss, was just all smiles.
He showed he belonged there.
Yeah, took it in, showed it in stride. I'm so excited to see what comes for fucking Jordan Vucetic in the future. And then you had guys like, he made the step up, and you have your buddy Makayev getting re-signed with Brave.
I just saw a tweet. He said 25th October, Abu Dhabi. So looks like he's itching to get back in the cage pretty soon. I mean, that's great. At least he knows, I mean, he's had like a knee surgery or something. So it's good to see that he knows it's, there's a time frame on it. Needs to be active while he can.
Yeah, and I mean, let's take a look at. I think a lot of, clearly here's the deal. I think it was more backstage antics than anything else. It was all the shit that they had to see that we don't know about. That was behind the scenes shit. More and more people are talking about it, saying the guy was a fucking ignorant asshole. He said.
I'm a little upset too. I forgot my glasses. I was gonna have the Fighting Nerds glasses with the tape on this week. I forgot them. God damn it. But there's that too, man. Because Chkm8, man. Oh, that was a great fight. That was actually a really great Apex card last week. Like, I mean, I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not one that complains about the Apex cards. Like I said, I think there's a place for it. I think much like every other card, and you see people, oh, what the fuck is this? They notice, they can recognize maybe 4 names on the card, and they want to talk shit on the card, and you're like, again, if you're paying attention to regionals, if you're paying attention to Contender Series, if you're paying attention to all this other shit out here, you'll know who these guys are. Next time they come around Abu Dhabi, you're not recognizing any of these names. Maybe you should pay attention to Brave, because those guys get called up over there. Like,
and it's truly, like, honestly, like, I guess didn't notice it until, like, I realized, like, I do MMA content and shit, that, people aren't, like, following, like, all the news sources that I am and getting the updates all the time. So, I mean, there is a bit of a disconnect for sure. But
I mean, there is, and then again, that's the majority. Like, I always rant.
Oh, I need the glasses. I gotta get the glasses, dude.
You gotta get
the glasses.
Like,
we'll get the glasses.
What was it? A 40? Him, Ruffy, Gene Silva, and Carlos Freitas and Chkm8 are on like a 41. I don't know if this one made it 42, like a 41-42 altogether win streak. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. As a squad, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, too.
That's impressive.
All the different weight classes, like going up from featherweight to middleweight. And now Chow's in the top 5. So where do we want to see him fight next?
The crazy part is, and I've seen a lot of comment. I know we posted some content with that earlier this week, but like you see some comments, they're like, "Oh, the Dagestanis." It's not as impressive, bro. All those guys that ran roughshod, with the exception of, you got like Khabib and Islam, but like a lot of the Daggies, a lot of the Russians don't train at the same gym. These guys are literally together as a squad. Several of them whooping ass, chain smoking cigarettes out in the street with getting bonuses and shit. Like, it's impressive.
Yeah. And I mean, it just goes back to like the Max Holloway thing. Like, he always talks about it. He's like, you can train more than me. You can lift more weights than me. You can be a little bit faster than me. But so, why can't you do it like I do it? I mean, it's that crazy, mindset, man. that ticket to crazy land, he calls it. I mean, you get a cut under your eye like that, like Chow did in his fight, and you proceed to still whip ass, then I mean, got to have a really
on any given Saturday, anything can fucking happen. We always say that shit. No, I like I said, I wish it's like 85% of the fan base, if they would just pay attention to shit. Like, you had people commenting the fucking therapeutic use exemption. 90% of the people that were commenting, when you asked them, have you read it? Do you understand it? Are you just saying words? You're putting putting words together, regurgitating shit you read on the internet. And a lot of them are like, what? Like, they don't understand. Like, same way with fights. I'm not saying to go watch an entire Brave card, but look it up, do some research, find out, oh, this guy had a spectacular knockout on the Brave card. Go look at the Brave card. Or this guy, you know, I remember distinctly Paul Felder, and I can say this about Paul Felder, having watched Paul Felder from way back on the regional scene. When Paul Felder got the call up and had a shitty performance or had a less than spectacular performance, all these fucking people just running their cocksuckers going, oh, he's this, he's garbage, who's this guy, what the fuck is it? Bro, Paul Felder's a G. And if you watch some of the shit fights wars he was in CFFC, you wouldn't be speaking with the same irreverence for the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nuts.
Some of the fights he was in the UFC, like, I've always been a huge fan of Paul Felder. Like, no, we don't do Paul Felder slander. Like, what was that one Twitter thing where he what was it? Oh, stick to commentating. You're a better commentator than you are a fighter. Oh, you're tough hiding behind Twitter. You want to say that to my face? No, you'll kick my ass. That's why I said it on Twitter. Like, I mean, but oh fuck, well, I blanked on that. Yeah. I really I like one, and then someone to watch out for. It's really coming up. One of the promotions that's coming up is Karate Combat. Like, they've been really doing some good things and adding good names and stuff like that, and we've seen some pretty vicious knocked out too. Who was that guy? Joe Schilling and Rafael Alves, was that his name?
Yeah. Here's the deal. I can respect karate. I've tuned into like post-show. I've watched like post-show bouts. I have yet to sit down and watch a Karate Combat like event. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I could still speak on it. Like, awesome. The guy that's the president of it, deep martial arts background. I love what they're doing. I mean, they're on the same trajectory, kind of like what a BKFC is doing. It's a standalone thing. It's just another combat sport for us to watch, bro. And I was talking to Cutman Rob the other week, bro, card jitsu. I mean, there's so much shit to watch now. You got slap.
On some weird shit watching the Ocho.
Yeah, dude, there's all kinds of shit. The Ocho just picked up card jiu-jitsu, which I've just seen more and more and more motherfuckers night fighting, pillow fighting. I made that joke about
there's professional tag now.
Motherfuckers should do hockey fighting, and I swear to God, like 3 days later, Facebook was listening to what I was saying, and it dumped hockey fighting in my stream. Didn't even know it was a thing. I don't know if it's Canadian or Russian or what, but these motherfuckers is on skates, full gear, hockey fighting. If there's combat sports for everybody, take it in. If you don't like it, shut the fuck up and keep scrolling. It is what it is. There's so much real estate for fighters out here. You know what I'm saying? So many opportunities for guys to just do shit. David Feldman just put a post out the other day, and I reached out to him, and I talked to Dave from time to time, but I don't talk to Dave like that, just from his years promoting in PA. But he said BKFC's coming home. Dave's what?
Pop this comment up. Go ahead.
Yes, Brent is in the great gunfight. Brent's in the hood.
Oh shoot. No, man, like combat sports is becoming a huge thing, and I think it's awesome that we're seeing UFC do so well, but we're seeing also a little deviation and seeing some of these other leagues being successful because, it's just like NBA, like there's G League, there's, players that go overseas, there's it's like the NFL, other NFL leagues or the football leagues popping up. Like, I mean, there are people that this is what they do. They're athletes. Maybe they can't hang with the best of the best with them, but if they can at least earn a moderate income, like I think some of these minor league, the new USFL, NFL players make like $150,000 a year to play a season, and then, but I mean, like, dude, like making $150,000 a year to play football, or making,
to do something you love.
Yeah, exactly. Being able to make a living, maybe not. If you can't hang with the best, I mean, that's still such an awesome thing. And speaking of free real estate, too, as a jiu-jitsu athlete, I just want to give a huge shout out to Craig, also Craig Jones, for that CJI event, because, like, that was groundbreaking. It was fucking awesome, and one of the best jiu-jitsu tournament events that I've seen in a long time. I mean, the production was amazing. The fact that he did it all and gave the peanuts, the tickets, and that stuff to charity, didn't tax and write him a check for $1 million and shit. Gave him a fucking briefcase with just $1 million cash in it. And I mean, the Gabby Garcia match, the other stuff. I mean, it was really history making. And
yeah, I mean, look, Craig Jones. Like, if you have followed him for any amount of fucking time, the guy's a guru at this. Like, dare I say, he's kind of like he could be like a Paul brother. He could be like the third Australian Paul brother of the jiu-jitsu community, because he's got away with the shit, bro. Love him or hate him. Yeah, doing it the same weekend as ADCC, kind of a dick move. But if you're looking to make waves,
dude, that he did that shit. Like, I mean, you got ADCC paying $70,000 to get Bruce, or $50,000 to $70,000 to get Bruce Buffer to do the announcements, and you're barely paying your fighters, and you got them sharing rooms and getting treated like shit. I mean, like, and Craig Jones steps in and has like been begging for him to do better, and they're like, we're gonna do production, and it's like, come on. So he, really stuck it to the man there. You got to give him respect for that. I mean, these guys got paid $10,000 just to participate, which is what they were paid to win a bracket. They weren't even getting paid to enter or do anything at ADCC unless they won. And I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, but ADCC's always been the prestige of it. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Again, I agree with the hustle. I see what he did.
Craig did it.
Yeah, well, no, and again, putting on an event, like, if you've never pieced together the logistics of putting together an event with multiple moving parts, it's a pain in the fucking ass. So Craig gets props for that. Craig, again, the prestige, he's shaking up the jiu-jitsu world a little bit. Like, it's cool. Like, it's what we need. There's still going to be people going to do ADCC just for the prestige of it.
I mean, Nicky Rod did it, and his little brother J-Rod did ADCC. I mean, so, like, I don't really see why it can't be, both exist.
If they can, it's again, dick move on Craig's part. He proved the point. It is what it is. Not saying dick move.
I mean, people have their choice to go where they want to go. I mean, you know what I mean? The CJI is only going to get bigger. So,
well, and I guess it's kind of that grandfatherly mutual respect thing. It's like people bitching that Dana pulled September 14th and is doing a Mexican Noche card at that Vegas. That time is notorious for boxing, so it's just like this old school, new school shit, I think, and it's kind of mixed up a little bit. I'll never say anything bad against ADCC as an outlet, only because, Tom DeBlas supported our Veterans Initiative for a long time. Gordon Ryan, love him or hate him, there's something special about that motherfucker. So shout out to Gordon and Tom with that. They're real deep in ADCC. So
yeah, no, Tom DeBlas, I follow him. He's a really great human.
Just another, man. He's just a good person, dude. So you want to see these guys that are involved with this win, but I also want to see Craig win. I want to see jiu-jitsu win. I want to see the fighters, the athletes win.
And this is where I talk about the options too. It's really cool to like see the differences and stuff. Gabby Garcia and Kayla Harrison, battle of the roids. No. Just kidding. But, I mean, Gabby Garcia did admit she used roids when she competed. She just cycle off for competition. But nonetheless, like, I don't know, man. You just see, like, honestly, I mean, it's kind of like watching the Manon Fierro and Mackenzie Dern super fight at the CJI. Like, you see it with all MMA athletes. Like Mackenzie Dern, she started out with amazing jiu-jitsu. Her dad's Megatron, the Gracie superstar. Yeah. So, I mean, she's going to have great jiu-jitsu. But then as she evolved and she learned, like, oh, I got to be able to stand and bang with some of these women. Some of these women can defend a takedown. So then you see her striking develop. Then obviously she's not focusing more on her jiu-jitsu. So you see, honestly, a little bit less of her jiu-jitsu skills and more of an evolved fighter. So then when you see them go up against these strictly jiu-jitsu fighters and strictly jiu-jitsu world champions that are only fighting jiu-jitsu, it's like, because I mean, I love Mackenzie Dern and all mad respect. I'm a Gracie guy, but like, she got worked in that fight. Like,
she's back with Perillo. I'm glad she's back with Jason. The whole shakeup with that and the Rooka Training Center closing and all that. So I'm just glad that she's back with Jason. I think hand working on her hands wise, I think that's probably the best move. Where I forget who she was with, but this last fight, she was back with Perillo, and you could definitely see, and just even being friends with Jason on Facebook and following, he posts a lot to Facebook, a lot of stuff he's working with his fighters. Like, you can kind of look at footage then and look at old footage and see the difference.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it like in their demeanor too, and her demeanor too. Like, I mean, and that's like touched back on like what I was talking about. You can definitely tell when some of these fighters are off their mental. I mean, it makes that's the difference. It's not always your training and stuff. Like that mindset is a hell of a thing, man.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Brady's talked about it recently. That access they have at the PI to that sports psychologist is a lot of guys have taken advantage of it, and everybody's spoken highly of it. So just another people want to bitch about fighter pay, but again, you know my rant with this. We don't talk about the dozen or so services provided to guys at the PI, totaling thousands of dollars a month if they choose to use those services. So, but the sports psychologist stuff is definitely, and as John Attic pointed out, going through a divorce, you know, I like these. While mid-fight, she's in there fighting with another grown woman locked in a cage. Well, she recently went through a divorce. Yeah, you learn a lot at the fighter.
John Attic's always going to give you them out-of-pocket ones, but hopefully these fighters are dealing with custody battles and both their children right now. Yeah. Let's see what happens next.
Could you imagine if Kane comes back? Could you imagine if Kane comes back? Recently acquitted just did jail time for attempted to murder. Just live with a pay-per-view. Kane's getting ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Nah, he's done. But yeah.
Who was the one, Casey Kelly or Casey Kinney, that got arrested and comes back?
Yeah. What's her name?
Field day, boy.
No, Macy Barber. Macy Barber was just on some cop video too. How many PIs they got in the States? They have one in Vegas, one in Mexico, and one in China.
And they're talking about building one in Mexico City. They're, I think it's just going to come with the more expansion of the UFC and stuff.
No, Mexico. That's
right. Like you said, that's what people don't see when they see, because a lot of people just see the gap in revenue and percentage of what gets paid to the fighters. They don't, like you said, see these PI and all these other staff that they have to employ to maintain. Like, this is a single entity that has these PIs and employs these sports psychologists and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's, you know, I mean, it might be,
these are the same people.
You know, the fighters might get a little less percent of the revenue, but they're still getting a part of it because they're indulging in the services. I mean, it's like working for a hotel and you get the free rooms and shit. You know, you learn to use the perks. It kind of
it's perks of being an active duty fighter on the roster, and not everybody talks about it. And again, maybe it doesn't add up. Maybe, first of all, I want everybody to get paid more. I want Tanner to get paid more at his job. I want Sarah to get fucking paid more. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to get fucking paid more. So yeah, fuck yeah, pay the fighters more. But don't sit there and rah and have a conversation about disparaging fighter pay when you don't want to have a conversation about supplements and food prep and the recovery stuff, stem cells, all this shit that these guys have access to because they're partners with it that nobody wants to fucking speak of. It's part of the conversation. If you're going to have the conversation, have the whole fucking conversation, just not the part of the conversation you're prepared to argue. 308 is the most interesting card after 300.
Best, baby.
Since it's a free-for-all, I'll pull it up. We'll run down through it quick.
Get your UFC merch at 500level.com. FightShow 20.
500level.com. FightShow 20 while I'm pulling this up. I mean, I'm excited. I'm a Sean Brady fan through and through, so I'm excited for the card on the 7th. 306. Cody Gibson, a PI in Australia, New Zealand, will be great for the athlete.
Who's Sean Brady? You know what? Is that Burns Brady? Yeah.
Burns, yeah.
Dude, that's tough. I know he's a Pennsylvania boy, but I love Burns. I like Brady too. But I'm hoping he can bounce back.
308. I can't agree with our friend in the comments that 308 maybe. Let me look at it. We're just gonna.
I gotta call it the most interesting card because I mean, okay, let's look. We got the Sean O'Malley card. A lot of people. Sean O'Malley is a great main event, but when you have the rest to not really back it up, it's especially for like the huge sphere and like, I've heard a lot of.
We just got done talking about people that are like, oh, I don't recognize any names on this card. I paid pretty good attention, and that fucking sphere card, not what I was expecting. So but again, everybody and their fucking brother talked all this shit literally up until a week. Do you remember 300? the week before 300, so many people ran their fucking mouths. And by far, I was probably the most excited I'd been in a rolling year of all these cards from 300.
Oh, yeah, but like, that was a stacked card. Like, that was a legit, like,
but even still,
names.
stacked card, and
Had
people
people
running their
talking shit.
fucking
I mean,
mouths.
that's wild. Like, but I
We'll
mean,
go-
these are some great names. Like, we get to see
this
Serial Gun.
This is definitely Lima's back.
And Chuck Wu. I love it. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Chuck Wu. Bruno Ferreira
Bruno
is a great one.
Yeah. No, I can say
Got
we'll go to
Caveman,
307.
Nor Sultan.
Yeah, he trains out of Alpha Male.
Jeff Neal. People hate on Jeff Neal, dude. He's like, I've never understood that.
Dan Ige. Shout out to Dan Ige.
BDK.
Balls as big of a fucking house. Uncle Iev, who Pereira's ducking. However, Pereira's ducking. I mean, he was already booked. He was offered a fight and turned it down for Ramadan. Again, people want to have these half conversations on the internet. Dude was offered a fight, turned it down for Ramadan. Not saying any shit. That's religious preference. I'm not knocking anybody for that. It is what it is. Was offered the fight, turned it down. You kind of go to the back of the line. Still being number 2, reasonably the back of the line, not the back of the line. Whitaker Chimaev.
I mean,
I'm looking for Bobby Knuckles to just fucking ragdoll Chimaev. Maybe not ragdoll. Ragdoll is the wrong word. I'm looking for him to piece Chimaev up and out wrestle him. I can't believe that. I can't believe that is not the co-main. Cyril Gahn versus Volkov, and of course Ilya Topuria, Max Holloway.
After watching,
to answer your question, it is a pretty stacked
Whitaker
card.
Did to, oh God, what was that guy's name? Ikram? Was that it? Ikram Aliskerov? Yeah. I don't think Kavazov's getting past him. And after watching his last couple fights, no.
I hope Penny gets her ass beat. I don't like her. Supposed to be partial. Everybody gets respect. I personally don't like her. Stephen Thompson, Joaquin Buckley is going to be a good one. Mario Batista, Jose Aldo. If Jose Aldo wins, bro, just give him another title shot. He's getting long in the tooth. Dolidze versus Kevin Holland. I don't know. That's a pretty good card, too, bro. I wouldn't say that 308's the best card since 300. When I'm stoked for this Pereira Roundtree fight, bro. I think he fucking deserves it.
I don't know. I'm still thinking 308's pretty hype. But then you get, let's say, 309, and that's the MSG card, and no one's really hyped to see John Jones fight. They're just ready to get it over with.
I love John Jones. I do. But, like, it's time to see your exit, my guy. It's time to see your way out.
If he's not going to fight. I mean, if he's going to fight, then but.
It's just, I don't know.
No, I know. Especially if he's not going to. Especially if he's not gonna fight Aspinall. I mean, just holding up the division. I mean,
yeah, nothing on 309. Nothing on 309 yet on the interwebs as of yet. So,
yeah. Well, Dana said that's the plan: Jones versus Stipe for it, but they're just waiting to get the rest of the card finalized to announce it. So,
I mean, we had a whole conversation about this when we did that live show after the Aspinall fight. I kind of laid it out for you, Tanner, and it's looking like it's coming true. I told you. Stipe Jones, November. If Jones wins, I personally, I don't see John Jones retiring with the Tom Aspinall talk there. I could see him.
See that so.
And that's what I
said. I can see him coming in if he starts as Tommy. Maybe then he retires. But I don't. You're going to see him fight Stipe, and you're going to see. First or second quarter of 2025, you're going to see Aspinall Jones. I just don't see, and I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but I'm also right a lot. Tanner, you will co-sign all that for me. If Bill was here, he would co-sign this too.
Jones has an ego.
In a year of doing this with Bill, I have been right more times than I've been wrong when I've been like I've bullshitted and I've speculated, but I've had these. I'm going to stake my reputation on saying this. I'm usually pretty fucking good, Tanner. You know that to be true.
I mean, we're all counting.
I all respect to Stipe. He was the greatest heavyweight to ever do it. And I'm going to sound a bit like Dana White here, but that was until John Jones came to heavyweight. So I don't see Stipe winning. However, if he does, it would put just as much of a damper on things as if Curtis Blades would have beat Tom Aspinall. So,
Yep.
I mean, John Jones has an ego, like, obviously, like, with the online posts and everything. And
The stuff that he just deleted that was about
yeah.
Aspinall? Wow. Oh,
Yeah. Either
Those are
way,
words.
he's got an ego. So I just, I don't see him getting out of the Tom Aspinall fight, like, with all the fans and shit like that. Like, I mean, maybe he retires and call it, like, has the self-consolation, like, oh, I'm the best heavyweight. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think fans are going to really be satisfied until they see the Jones Aspinall, because we don't want to see Aspinall defend the interim title twice. I mean,
Yeah.
well, here again, multiple paths. Everything's got paths. The UFC's 3 steps ahead of everybody, even the most educated people in the space, I should say. Even if Tommy Aspinall fights John Jones and Tommy Aspinall beats John Jones, I don't think John Jones retires. I think we're going to see, and again, all this is variable and dependent on how the fight looks. But you very well could see John Jones, Tom Aspinall twice next year. I just don't see him walking away. I don't see him walking away after the Stipe fight if he wins. And if Aspinall beats him, I don't see him walking away.
oh yeah, no, not 100%. There's no way that he leaves if Aspinall beats him. And that's why
I'm anxious to see.
Like, it's a hell of a thing.
I don't know.
Here's the deal. Colby isn't Colby. I've sat and talked with Joe. One time, I had the pleasure of speaking to John for about 5 to 10 minutes outside, low key. Me and the other guy that was working bouncing at this bar. His brother played for the Ravens. They came in there to get food. No bullshit. The Green Turtle, Westminster, Maryland. John Jones came in real low key. Seen it. We didn't say nothing. He kind of seen it. We seen him. We kind of followed him outside. Shook his hand. Talked to him for a couple minutes. Bullshit with him. For all intents and purposes, in that little bit of space, stand-up dude. Good dude. You see videos of him all the time. Low-key, shit off camera. Again, much like Sean Strickland, much like a lot of these guys, I don't have to agree with everybody's actions. I don't have to agree with everything that everybody says or everything that everybody does all the time to be their fucking fan. I also understand that the majority of these guys, there's a bravado, and a lot of the times what you will see and hear from guys on TV is either A, raw emotion, or B, not what you would get from them in a personal setting. And I've seen it more times than not. So, again, has he fucked up? Yeah. Has he cheated? Probably. You know what I'm saying? You were caught doing whatever. But at the end of the day,
I mean, like, I just kind of said, like, I would really shut my mouth about, like, the PED debate, the this and that, if he came through and he would dominate in heavyweight like he did in light heavyweight, and then he made quick work of Cyril Gahn. So, I mean, the way you listen to other fighters talk about John Jones and the way that he understands fighting and stuff like that, I mean, you can't deny, if anything, the guy's skill set is of the best fighter we've ever seen in the octagon.
Phenomenal.
You're also, and I'm going to sound old as fuck saying this, so I can't believe I'm doing it live on the internet, but you've also now been watching the sport long enough that you're seeing like a changing of the guard as far as you're watching the end of one generation and the come up of another generation, and you're literally watching it, and there's nothing you can do about it, and you don't realize you're in it till you're in it. John Jones is now the old guard. Youngest UFC champion in history is now the old guard. Tommy Aspinall is the new guy.
I remember watching John Jones fight for the title against Shogun Rua.
Conor McGregor's the old guard. Again, he's not in, he hasn't fought, but to say the name, he's still active in the space. Conor McGregor, old guard. You have kids of other people.
Poirier, old guard.
You have kids of other people that started training MMA strictly because of these guys who are now old enough to be in the sport.
You have guys fighting guys that they watched when they were kids now.
You've also got kids that are coming up under 11, 12, 13 years old in this at that generational stage that are training full MMA. Like they're starting with kickboxing, they're starting in jiu-jitsu, they're 14 years old and they've got 10 amateur kickboxing fights. They're turning pro at 18, or they're turning pro, and these guys have 25 amateur fights or some pro kickboxing fights mixed with some amateur fights with some jiu-jitsu grappling credentials with different looks. Perfect example, Rosas Jr. Give that kid 2 or 3 years, see where he's at.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, it's like Makayev. I mean, give him a few fights outside of the UFC, see if he can come back. I mean, the kid's like, what, 23, 24? Like,
again, I don't think it was Makayev's skill and growth. I think it was him as a person. I think it's all the backstage fuckery. It's all the extra bullshit. It's the fighting with comp in the street. It's the sucker punch. There's a lot of different aspects than just, they cut a guy that was, 7-0? It's harder to fucking stay in the UFC of those weight divisions. You know it. You got to be fucking spectacular.
Especially at that one.
DJ's one of the best to ever do it, and they traded him.
To be fair, that was like a decent trade at the time. Like, it's so odd to me that people forget how good Ben Askren was, whatever he was before Jorge Masvidal. Like, that one is wild to me. Like, he was the thing. I mean, he was a champion in one, and he was a champion in Bellator before he came to UFC.
And unless you're paying attention to one or wrestling, what is Ben Askren known for to a casual fan or to somebody that hasn't been paying attention or to a new fan that just watched? Him getting fucking kneed into another dimension by Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, a lot of people don't watch the regionals or the other promotions and stuff like that, and that's why it's important to see these guys before they come to the big show.
I'm not saying you got to watch every main card start to finish, but follow their socials, talk to these people. Everybody that gets in the cage gets respect, even if it is for PFL Tour. You know what I'm saying? It's opportunities for fighters, and even though PFL Tour does a horrible job at promoting and managing and a lot of other things they do, their social media game sucks balls. It just goes to show you the gap. The amount of money they have to pump into a product, it just shows you the gap between production, everything. That the UFC is light years ahead of everybody. So
that's all the time I got. I got to get out of here, get to work.
All right. Get to work. We will see you maybe Saturday. There's no UFC. We might do a show. Oh, no, we're not doing one Saturday. You guys are out of town. Maybe me and Bill. If Bill is not missing, Bill will come back. We'll do a show Saturday. We'll
figure it out.
Cody Gibbs, if you're watching Street Beef, check out Charlie Gathers. He's a friend of the show, fighter from Pennsylvania. He just went down there, I think, at 40-something years old and fought on Street Beefs.
Super cool guy.
Later.
Bye.
Fan questions. Sarah, do you got questions that you want to ask, or we'll do fan questions since we're not doing any segments tonight? We still got a good bit of people in the stream. I don't want to cut it off yet.
No, we're only at 40 minutes?
Yeah, 40 minutes. We got to float it for at least another 20. So I don't know if you have questions, if fans have questions.
Let's see. Does anybody in the comments have questions first? And if not, then I'll rattle off some questions.
This guy, I'm trying to see. There was comments here. We can't get to everything. We try and get them. Cody Gibbs brings up a good point. Yeah, they're definitely a little bit more. I'd say the word's probably mature. The hatred has died down, I think, just a little bit. But there's still some smirkiness and smart aleckness when they smart assery when they get on the phones with each other.
Some smart assery. Yeah, for sure.
Matt's, I want to say this about Matt. Matt is probably one of the more educated people that tunes into this show, but this dude absolutely hates fucking John Jones. And I say some of the shit that comes out of his mouth, I feel like Prince writes it for him. I'm not going to get into that, but some people know what I'm talking about. Anyways, no comments in there. What do you have, Sarah? Because I know you've done the Ask the Ref, you've done some getting to know segments. I didn't know what you had up your sleeve
Well, here,
We
let
saw
me
the Mally
comment to Matt real quick. He's asking if we should buy UFC 306 or 308. And Matt, come on, Matt. Which one am I gonna want to watch? Which one am I gonna want to watch, homie?
First of all, Matt, who buys pay-per-views? Second, not that we're condoning illegal streaming. I'm just asking in general. Who buys pay-per-views?
A big watch party. It's gonna be fun. Drinks, pizza. It'll be awesome.
I think you should buy both. And I'm mad that I'm not in Kentucky. Prince can't touch my crap. He said, Ilya versus Max, thoughts? Oh, we just had it up. I lost it. Ilya versus Max.
I'm a Max Holloway fan. I'm a big Max fan. So that's where my loyalty lies.
There are times in this show where I'm emotionally invested in fighters because I either A, know them personally, or B, have had experiences with them throughout my time around the space. There are times I'll pull the bitch move and I'll say, I don't have a dog in this one. And this is one of them cases where every ounce of my heart wants Max to win this. Every fucking ounce of my heart wants Max to win this.
Yep. That's what I'm hoping for. Oh, there's a but.
Ilya Topuria's angles, this position change, we could go on for the next 15, 20 minutes about this shit. I'm going to go with my heart and say Max, but since we're live on the internet and we always keep receipts, I'm saying my heart wants Max, but my brain is telling me if I'm going to put money on the fight, put it on Ilya.
Yeah,
but you can't ever, but again, then my heart's rebuttal is you can't fucking count Max out ever. So
ever.
And to see that man stand there with the strap and then the BMF, as much as people want to clown the BMF title, come on now. Who deserves that more than Max fucking Holloway?
I agree.
Perfect. Right there kind of sums it up. Sagor, if I'm saying that right, I appreciate it. If I'm sorry if I'm mutilating your name, thanks for tuning in. It's the first time I think he's been with us. No more questions, I think, from the audience. What do you have? I guess for me, you're questioning me because I'm the only one here to answer questions.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm under the gun. I don't like to be under the gun. I strictly go to the back of the room for the interviews and disappear.
Disappeared.
But we'll stick around for this interview just to float it. Billy is missing this week. If you haven't already tuned in, Bill is here with us up in the corner in spirit. He is lost in.
Give us a little soundbite. Garrett.
Hold on. We need Bill's with us in spirit for all of you who love and miss Bill.
Uncle Bill might not tell you what you want to hear, but he's going to tell you what you need to hear.
And just in case you're a fan of Bill Bookwalter singing.
Only talk to God when I need a favor.
More on that for another time of why Bill sang in the microphone. Barry Lee. I don't know if this show can handle that fucking cocksucker. That guy. Jesus Christ. Some of the stuff that comes out of that guy's mouth.
Whew.
Anyways, what do you got, Sarah? I will answer questions until I won't, and then I'll plead the fifth.
Okay, all right. Let's see here. I don't have anything written down, so these are just going to be off the top of the dome. Just random shit that I want to know.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
So, any job within, the space, is there any job that you would want to do, like currently?
I don't want to. The ones I've done, I could say. Hold on. I can't cut this. We can't. You have to. If Brett Colfest leaves a comment, if he leaves a comment, you have to hit it immediately. Stop what you're doing and hit it. No, my cousin Pat says, tune it in. I should be a ref. I do not want to referee. We've discussed that multiple times on the show. I have, in a limited capacity, and when I say limited capacity, there's people we've had on the show that have done a lot of these different jobs. Bill was a ref. Anything I've done has been like a toe dip in the shallow end compared to these guys. Everybody gets respect. I've been around the space for like 10 years. I've done security, logistics, event planning, promotion, social media, management, training, cornering. The funnest thing to do is corner when a guy gets a win. That's probably like the highest high for me. Promoting an event. We did 3 events in New York. We were actually the last. how do I say, we were using a third-party sanctioning body. We were operating in New York State prior to pro legalization. So we were the last third-party sanctioned show that they had in New York State before they legalized, right before that MSG card. Promoting's always fun to sit there and watch it all come together. Super stressful. First time in my adult life I had ulcers. Social media stuff's fun. I like doing what I'm doing now, most of anything. Judging, officiating, reffing, I want nothing to do with any of them. I'd have to say corner. And if I had to do any position, not even a paid position, any position, get in the corner, somebody that you've spent time with, held pads for, trained alongside, gotten choked by, gotten punched in the face with, you spend Saturday mornings just punching your friends and choking them. To watch that guy just put it all together after 6 weeks, or girl, I've never cornered a female, but trained with some. Watching them do that and just pull off a win. Like, I love, in general, in life, I love watching people win. I want everybody to fucking win. I don't give a fuck if you're selling stamps and you have a stamp collection. Fucking be the best at it.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, that's always been the best part of this. The promoting was cool. The hustling deals back and forth. Just the opportunities that I've had to go to Pittsburgh and New York, Virginia. I've worked with 1, 2, 3, 4. I've cornered under multiple different sanctioning bodies. I've worked under multiple different sanctioning bodies in Virginia, Pennsylvania. Been to countless regional shows. I watched Joey Pfeiffer fight as an amateur. Like, just that type of shit, bro. Just watching, getting invested in these guys, and just I don't know. I've worn a bunch of different hats, and as we have already discussed a bunch of different times here, you ask me a question sometimes and it's loaded because I can't answer with a fan hat. I got to answer with like a promoter hat, where I try and give you the best perspective of both. But yeah, cornering somebody on a win, highest of highs. And you know what? I've had some great fucking memorable times where I've cornered guys and they lost. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Just,
but, I mean, just being there, honestly, to support and be a part of that is probably just so rewarding, honestly. You know that this person has put in just countless hours of work, and you're sitting there watching them just, put their heart and everything in that cage. And, I'm sure just, knowing that you're in their corner, you're just like beaming no matter what. Even if they're losing, you're like, yeah, that's my man right there. That's my lady right there. That's dope, So I'm sure it's really, really rewarding.
Like, to put it this way, for if you've never been to a regional show or you've never been invested in a fighter, how hyped do you get for like a stat like 300? Mm-hmm. By the time that fucking first fight happened on the prelims, I don't really think there was an MMA fan out there that was fucking not hyped. Mm-hmm. Take however hyped you are for your favorite fighter getting ready to fight, or a nasty build up and two guys are just going at it. You're like, fuck, I'm stoked for this fight. Take that and amplify it by 10, and it probably still won't even match just the hype. Just walking out with people, like, it's just a different fucking energy. And you might not be able to make it to a live event. You might not ever be able to watch somebody warm up in the back, and you might not be able to stand there and watch somebody jump a cage and hug you because they fucking won, and you just feel the energy and there's love there. Mm-hmm. But, when Izzy said it, if you can experience that type of just fucking hype one time in your life, I want everybody to experience that, bro. I just want to see people win.
Hell yeah. And that's the best way to be.
What? Christy fucking plays with me. If they paid me enough, my fat ass would be a fucking ring boy. Shout out, rest in peace, Elias. The only one to ever do it right. You don't know who Elias Thurdo is? He left the world too soon. He was the first male ring boy for Invicta. Fun fact, if you don't know who Elias is or you're a new fan.
Yeah, no, I second Christy's notion here. I say Garrett is a ring boy with the outfit and everything.
Tasteful. I'll be tasteful. All right, what do you got? That was my long-winded first complicated answer to your question. What do you got?
All right, so I ask this pretty frequently. If there is a rematch that you could put together that hasn't happened, what would it be?
One, active or non-active? And before we go, I'm going to give Cotton the respect.
Hey, what's up, homie?
He said, where's Bill? Bill's asshole deep in multiple weeks of multiple hours of multiple overtimes.
Yeah.
So Bill's in La La Land right now.
Bill is working his ass off.
Fuck around, send Cotton the link. Cotton can come on for the last 10 minutes and talk MMA. Ultimate fight that I want to do a rematch of. Does it have to be an active rematch or of all time?
No, let's just do all time. Anybody.
I would like to have seen Rory McDonald, and I'll die on a fucking hill for this. Rory McDonald, Robbie Lawler. I would like to have seen them run that back. Because Rory didn't lose that fight. Rory's nose gave out. Rory didn't quit. Rory's nose quit. And again, people want to argue it's the same thing. I was a huge Red King fan way back in the day. Rory Lawler, I want to see that the whole way through. If it makes it the whole way through.
Yeah, if it makes it the whole way through. Yeah. Hell yeah. That would be a good one. Okay. Nice. Okay. Let me see. I'm terrible
I
at
also think there's a ton out there, and I'll just add this on the second half. How many fucking fights have we seen recently that when they go back at the end of the third round, you're screaming at the fucking TV, give them 2 more.
Yeah.
Give them 5. Give them fucking 5 rounds.
So many, honestly, so many.
So recently, more than ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
here
next
recently,
question.
I'm like, no, come on. They just need a couple more rounds. Just a couple more. That's all. You know? So yeah, I get that. Okay, let's see here. Garrett, I don't know that we've ever talked about this. Who's your MMA GOAT?
You're not going to like this. Nobody's going to like this. And again, hit the comments, call me a bitch. I don't care. I don't think you can have one GOAT.
Okay, touche. No, that's fair enough.
The sport, if you go back to 93, the sport has evolved so much that guys that existed 15 years ago would not be able to hang very well. Some of them could. I'm not saying this is an overall blanket statement. Guys that existed 10, 15 years ago would not be able to hang with the guys that are coming up today. And it goes back to my comment earlier about these kids that are amateur kickboxing at 14 and they're already seasoned pros by the time they're fucking of age. I think you can definitely have like your top 3 of your weight classes. You can do top 5s. You can do, again, a lot of people aren't going to like this. Khabib is not the GOAT. His depth of what he did was impressive. He ragdolled everyone. He is not the GOAT. The depth of schedule, the resume is not, it's impressive. I'm not saying it's not impressive, but all this Khabib is the GOAT argument.
I've always thought it's a little silly when people like dick ride Khabib and stuff. And then I'm just like, you guys, like, he's great. Don't get me wrong. He's great. But like, chill out a little bit. Just a little. I wouldn't say that he is the GOAT by any means.
I mean, if you look at what's happening with Islam now, everybody that fights Islam that makes it longer and longer and longer is starting to piece that guy together. Not taking away, again, everything that Islam's done in that fucking division. It is impressive. Like, we say this all the time here. Everybody that makes the walk gets respect. And I don't agree with the can. I don't agree with the can term. Just like I hate the term casual in a derogatory manner, because just because somebody doesn't pay that much attention, the people that call people casuals, it pisses me off because you're over here acting like an expert when you don't even understand how fights are scored. Meanwhile, you're over here calling this guy a casual who's only watched a handful of times. Leave him the fucking, like, I just don't like it. I don't like the term cans because if you're fighting at the UFC, even if you make it to the UFC and you fight 3 fights and they cut you, you made it to the UFC. You're there.
That's more than I could ever do. Look, I don't even want to train because I'm too big of a bitch. I don't want to get hit. You see this face? I don't want this to get hit. Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of done. I think I got a little CTE. I'm a little foggy at times. I don't know if that's the reefer or the CTE, but I definitely
maybe a little mix of both. That's okay.
Again, Fedor. Look, I'm going to argue. As great as Fedor was, I don't see Fedor. You could sit there and say, all right, if you're going to do Mount Rushmore of MMA, I'll agree with the Mount Rushmore because you got multiple spots on there.
Yeah.
You can't even say Fedor's the GOAT because, again, he's in a different era. We talked about old guard and new guard. Fedor is like the old guard. Wanderlei, old guard.
Yeah.
Like, that was the guy that was coming up when these new guys were coming up, and now these new guys are the old guard. Like, you're 2 or 3 generations removed. People got to remember how short these cycles are in this sport. John Jones being around as long as he has, anomaly. Andrei Arlovsky being an MMA fighter as long as he has, anomaly. Like, not an everyday occurrence.
Yeah. For sure.
But again, Cotton brings this point up. From a promoter, you want to ask me questions, I got my promoter hat on now. The fact that he had a following of what he did made the difference. Kind of like Jake Paul. Everybody wants to argue about Jake and Logan Paul. They built that following. They built that thing. They bring that along with them. That's an asset. They bring along with them. So guys like CM Punk, it's more the name recognition than the skill set.
Mm-hmm.
All right, another long-winded question. What do you got?
Another one. All right, let's see here. Okay. If you could train with any active UFC fighter, who would it be?
I have a way of bitching out of every question you ask with a detailed answer that isn't exactly what you wanted. I'm going to go with the gym.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with, I'll take the 2-hour drive to Philly and I'll go train at Marquez with Sean Brady, Coach Jonathan Webb, who has his own tenure that if you haven't paid attention, he had a short stint in the UFC, but he's found his calling. Just those guys.
Hold on. Can we just take a peep at the comments real quick? Can we just peep the comments real quick?
Live from overtime. Bill, you're in the corner. You're here with us in spirit. And because Bill Bookwalter's in the house and we miss him so.
Uncle Bill might not tell you what you want to hear, but he's going to tell you what you need to hear.
I heard mutterings that Bill said he will be back next week. Cotton misses you, Bill.
We hope so.
Yeah. Brent Coleflex says overtime with quotation marks.
Wink, wink. Look, they didn't see the fan earlier. This is it's
Bill, in place of you, you're missing, but Sarah brought her biggest fan.
So we have somewhat of a replacement, kind
You
of.
have confirmation live on the internet. Bill will be back. Bill will be back next Thursday at 7. If Brent Coleflex maybe messages him some dirty pictures, we might be able to talk Bill into possibly doing a Saturday night show. My cousin loves your fan, Sarah. Absolutely.
Thank
loves
you.
your fan. His wife, probably not so much, but my cousin absolutely loves your fan. Bill's fan has more ridges.
Yes.
Coincidentally, Brent's fan has a picture of Bill.
They actually have fans of each other.
That wouldn't surprise me at all, actually. Do you have any more questions for me other than that? I don't know. Anything juicy?
I don't believe that I do. It said, "Do you swallow on that fan?" And then Bill popped up saying, "I will 100%." That's it did. It did happen in that sequence, Bill. I did show the fan. It said, "Do you swallow?" And then
do we
Bill
want to
said,
get that, Sarah? Do you want to put the fan back up there for those of people that missed it, just for
everybody that has missed my fan? I got this at a Pride event. This is the fan.
Bill will swallow 100%. And I'm assuming because we just said that live on the internet, somewhere's Brett is fumbling the keyboard.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Wow.
Any more questions for your little interview section for the boss man? I never get the interview. You got a once in a lifetime opportunity tonight.
A once
Any
in a
more questions?
lifetime? Are you telling me I'll never get to interview you ever again?
I don't really like this whole being, you know me, I pop right the fuck back out when we do interviews. You know that. I'll let you guys have that shit.
always freeze up. I'm always like, wait, I have questions, but like, what are the questions? Like the last, oh my God, I'm gonna hide my face for this one. The last interview we did, where they were like, do you have any questions? And I was like, I don't think I do. I'm sorry. That is so embarrassing. So embarrassing.
We like to put Sarah on the spot here. If you're just tuning in to Fight Show for the first time, we're constantly just putting Sarah on the spot. Like, you want to see a fun example of Sarah panic?
Panic. Straight up panic. Where did Karen go?
It's kind of what happens. Sometimes we'll lose the stream. The one day I left and all three of them fucking panic because nobody knows what they're doing. I like producing. It was my favorite part of this show is the producing and putting it all together. I guess if you have no more questions, we're at an hour. We will wrap it up. Cotton, if you did clip that, please feel free to send it to the Chkm8 page. We'll make a reel out of it. Bill saying he will 100% swallow Sarah's fan.
100%.
100%. Anything? I'm checking the comments. We got multiple people tuning in from multiple places. I'm just checking.
Appreciate everybody being here.
Yeah, we got a nice little crew tonight. Bill is apparently at an Usher concert.
I'm also going to a concert on Saturday, so I will.
So we will not have a show on Saturday. We will be back next Thursday. Bill has confirmed live on the internet he doesn't let you savages down. He will be back next week. I'm just looking at the comments trying to answer some questions. See you next week, Cotton. Make sure you're still tuning in to that. I'm looking at the comments here. Sorry. Pat, longest reigning UFC heavyweight champion. I do believe Mark Coleman. Maybe. No, not. Yeah. I believe Mark Coleman. Who would have been. I can look it up. Don't quote me on that.
Google is your friend.
You say Stipe Miocic? I don't know. I'm now going to look it up because I could have sworn.
And then we got do y'all think Alex Pereira will be the only 3-division champ near future?
The first.
That.
Again, at the rate these guys are coming in with the skill levels they're coming in at, with his kickboxing credentials and stuff, I do. Hold on, I'm trying to look this up. I'm doing 6 different questions at once here.
Yeah, no, we have Gary's brain everywhere right now. Everywhere.
I'm trying to remember. He has the most consecutive title defenses in UFC heavyweight division history, but I don't know. I'll look on that and I will get back to you just because you Googled it. Yeah, Stipe has the most title defenses, but I feel like I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll look it up. I don't know. I'm a little confused by those stats, and I need some clarification on it, so don't quote me on anything. Alex Pereira was only 3-weight champ. I think we covered. It's going to irritate me now, so I'm going to look up a bunch of dead air.
Hey, that's fine.
If you have a question, ask it.
I don't know that I have a question, but I could always let everybody know where to find us on social media while you're checking that out. We are at Chkm8 MMA across all social medias. The banner down at the bottom has all of the information for our social medias, everywhere you can check us out. We got clips available on all socials that you guys can check out. We've got interviews with several phenomenal people that you guys should definitely go watch. Give us some likes, some shares, show us some love.
Yeah, we got a bunch of cool shit coming up. Again, as she said, full episodes available at Chkm8 MMA on YouTube. Clips, shorts available across all socials at Chkm8 MMA. Fight Show merch, MMATco.com/collection/Fight Show is our official Fight Show t-shirt. First drops out. Support the show, supports the fighters. Clips again available on all socials at Chkm8 MMA. Something new. Those of you that are in the know, some of you do know about it. We have a massive brainstorm, so if it sounds like hail, that's what it is. We are not fully launched yet, but if you want to check, we're still in pre-launch. Fresh roasted, 2-order, specialty grade, MMA themed, organic coffee. You go to tinyurl.com/Chkm8 roasters. Use the code Chkmate at checkout for 10% off and free shipping. We just launched whole bean ground varieties available, 6 different flavors, decaf. We haven't officially launched, but since you savages have been in with us the whole time tonight, we're going to go ahead and give you the scoop on that. Matt Lee's tried it. Bill's tried it. We've tried it. We've all tried it in-house. We love it. It's great fucking coffee. Fresh, roasted, specialty grade. You are not getting fresher coffee. Anything you're buying from your shelves on your store has been sitting in a warehouse for a year and a half. Get the fresh shit. MMA themed. Championship grounds, Fight Show fuel, bunch of different flavors. We got a barrel-aged bourbon that is fucking phenomenal. tinyurl.com/Chkmate roasters. CHKM8ROASTERS. And this rainstorm sounds like
It is raining cats and dogs where you are at, huh?
Do you hear the insanity on the tin roof in the 717 Surplus Studios, live from Pennsylvania? I'm going to get off here before it goes crazy. We appreciate all you guys that have been tuning in. If you have questions on any products, hit the comments, message Chkm8 MMA on any of the socials. We will get you in the right direction. All of our stuff that we mentioned on the show is at the link tree at the top of our page, Chkm8 Entertainment. Hit us up. Peace out, cuz. Cotton, Matt, Brett Goldflash. Bill will be back next week for Tanner, Canada from Wyoming, Sarah in Kentucky, myself and Bill in Pennsylvania. We appreciate and love each and every fucking one of y'all, you savages in the comments. Got a lot of shit. Hit the comments, hit the link tree. Support the show that supports the fighters. We got new and exciting stuff coming soon. Hit the YouTube up. We're trying to grow that. Jared Gordon, UFC fighters, Jared Gordon, Joe Piper, BKFC PFL veteran, Pat Brady. We've got guys from Contender Series lined up to come on. We've got Letitia Mull just made her pro debut at CFFC. We've got David Feldman verbally agreed to come on from BKFC president. Bunch of fun shit coming up for you guys. Stay tuned, like and subscribe everywhere we are at to please, please, please spread the love and go buy some fucking coffee. See you guys next week. And I hit the button wrong, so now